emotional to be in this room with all of these people that I have these connections with. I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in August of 2015. The World Conference on Lung Cancer was in Denver like a couple weeks after my diagnosis. And I was going through radiation at the time. That was my first therapy that I did. And the night before I was going to come down for the pancake walk, it kicked off the event. And I couldn't even make it through dinner. I was on a date. I was supposed to go to dinner and a movie, and I didn't make it through dinner. I went home, and my mom had come to visit me, and I told her, I'm going to skip out on the pancake walk. I couldn't even make it through dinner. I don't have the energy. I can't do it. And I was very, very disappointed that I didn't think I was able to do it. And I went to bed that night, and I woke up at like 5 o'clock in the morning without an alarm clock, full of energy, ready to come up here from Colorado Springs. And I left my mom a note because I knew she would try to talk me out of coming up. And that was my first experience after being diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, was being part of the IASLC and seeing the hundreds or thousands probably of people at the conference that were fighting for lung cancer and finding treatments and researching, why we get lung cancer and why one treatment works and another one doesn't. And I knew that everybody was not working on treatments for my type of lung cancer, but it gave me hope, like beyond belief, of seeing that these people were willing to step up and fight for me and for the other people that I knew with lung cancer. And my first time I shared my story in public, I know there was a couple people in this room that were there, and it was the IASLC Open House Lung Cancer Awareness Month event in November of 2015, and there were a lot of tears that day sharing my story, and I've gotten to the point where I'm able to tell my story without the tears, but that was my first time, in the advocate position of, telling my story and sharing my story, and it's just so, I use November is this, marker, an anniversary marker of, now it's, 5 years, this is my 4th year with lung cancer, but this is my 5th LCAM open house event, and it's just, like, it's August was my 4-year cancerversary, and I've been living with stage 4 lung cancer and surviving lung cancer for 4 years, and I got to meet Chris for the first time at an IASLC event. It was I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was like an advocate breakfast. It was to bring patients in, to share our stories with the staff, and put a face to the mission that IASLC is doing. And I was able to meet Chris that morning, and that day I told him, I don't want to do the Super Bowl challenge. I want to wait till the Browns are going to the Super Bowl. And Chris said, you're going to be waiting a long time. But he said, why wait? And I was like, I don't know. I want to wait. And then it was less than a year. I put my hat in and I said, I'm in, and I participated in Super Bowl 51, Lung Cancer Survivor Super Bowl Challenge, and I earned a trip to the Taste of the NFL. I got to go to Houston the weekend of Super Bowl, and I got to tour the stadium before the game. On Saturday, I was with Chris and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They were taking children through the stadium, and then we went over to the NFL experience, and the next thing I know, I'm being introduced to Doug Flutie into Hank Basket, and I'm catching passes from Jameis Winston. It was just an incredible weekend, and the beneficiary from that challenge was IASLC. And so it did take me a couple more years, and I was so convinced that the Browns were going to go from last place to the Super Bowl this year that I had said in January that I'm going to raise $50,000 was my fundraising goal, and I'm going to enter the Lung Cancer Survivor Super Bowl Challenge. So there is, any Sunday, things can change and things can happen, and the Browns can make it to the playoffs, and the Browns can make it to the Super Bowl, and I want to be there when it happens. And I had made that commitment to myself, and even though I knew the chances were slim, I was not going to back down from that. And I have named Lung Cancer Colorado Fund as my beneficiary this year because of the innovative research that they're doing is not just benefiting me here in Colorado, they're doing research that's benefiting people around the world, and it's, it's like globally, and so I just, I need to be a part of that, and I need to share my story. I was diagnosed at stage 4, and if there was early detection, who knows what could have happened? Maybe we would have caught it sooner, but the programs at both IASLC, well, not just both, all of them, and over at University of Colorado, and Team DRAC is just wonderful, and I've just been so lucky to be a part of all of these organizations through my lung cancer journey, and I think it's just, geographically, I was lucky to be in Colorado and to have all of these people around me and to be able to be a part of them. So thank